Alright guys, it's pouring rain right now. Well, not pouring, but it's about to. It's definitely raining. I am soaked. But I just want to show you this sale. And this is only about half of it, but like boxes and boxes and boxes full of stuff to dig through. Closest thing to a digger sale we have here in Arkansas. And I got some cool goodies, so I'll show you what I got when I get home and unpack it all. Okay guys, I made it home and kind of been going through the boxes. So I got this box and that box full, and this is some of the stuff that was in there. And then I had that bag full and then another smaller bag with stuff in it. So lots of stuff to go through. I've got it kind of piled here and there, so kind of sorted. But this box here is all sterling silver, so that's pretty cool. And a lot of it's like bent up, but some of it's pretty nice, but it's like full on sterling silver. So like there's that one, and this one's actually pretty heavy. That's a solid sterling silver bowl. See the sterling mark there, but like that one's like 9 ounces of silver. And we got this one here. This is kind of like a thinner but weighted bottom. And then this one, just drop that one. And then this one's been up, but a lot of this is going to be scrapped when I take it to the gold and silver place. It's probably going to be $150 worth of silver, but we'll see. I'm going to take it in, see what they think. A lot of these are weighted, so maybe not tons of value, but I only paid $40 for everything I got, so definitely gonna make my money back just on the silver, sterling silver little things. And there's this one, and then there's a couple over here in this. So yeah, a nice selection of sterling silver. So that's kind of gonna be an instant return on my money, so yay. That was a score. And this actually had a bunch of silver plate stuff in with it too, and I have it separated out, so I'll show you that. Then I have this lovely lady. I thought this was kind of a cute painting. Like, I'm here for it. She's got a whole vibe happening. A nice little painting. Got a couple of frames. This one got a little bit wet from the rain because I wasn't paying attention and didn't realize that my bag of books and stuff was open, but didn't get too bad. Those were basically covering all my books, so you know. And then I got this Time Life Wizards and Witches book, which is pretty cool. And then a Fairies and Elves book. I picked those up. Those are going to be in one of my Whatnot sales. I have a couple of kind of whimsical, enchanted, witchy kind of sales coming up on my Whatnot. So if you're not following me on Whatnot, I am Odd Will Thrift on Whatnot. And I will link that in the description box below if you want to come follow me and check me out. And if you're not on Whatnot, you can use my link to get a discount and, you know, get signed up. Okay, and here is a Dr. Quack card game, and it's kind of like, has this story on this paper here, and then you take this, everybody has their cards that they get dealt, and then they have the little word prompts that kind of fit in. It's almost like a Mad Libs combined with Cards Against Humanity, almost. Vibe, you know, because it has like little blank spaces where they would fill in with a prompt from their card. So like that's kind of a cute little card game, and I love the box. It's super cute. I love some ephemera, and I picked up some playing cards, and there's 2 different versions there. A lot of people do like card auctions on Whatnot, individual cards. This is a really cute old cookbook, Home Helps, a pure food cookbook. But yeah, thought it was pretty cool. These usually bring about, I see them listed for anywhere from like $20 on up to, you know, $35. So Like this one's got some issues, so you know, if I get 10 out of it, I'll be happy. And then we've got a Liberty's Book of Favorite Recipes. That looks like some like maybe 1930s illustration there. Oh, yep, look at there, 1934. Do I know my illustrations or what? This one's really cute. I love the front of that. Success in Seasoning. Cookbooks, etc. Maybe 50s, 40s, 50s. And Baker's Best Chocolate Recipes. Walter Baker and Company. General Foods Division. So that's pretty cool. I don't think I found a... Oh, there it is. Yeah, 1932. So yeah, cute. And then this one, I love this one. Jack Frost Cookbook, 50 cents. That's going to be fun to display. I wish they hadn't written their name on the front cover, but it is an old writing. But she also wrote it on the inside. So like, but look at that. Isn't that pretty? Love that. That was a baking powder company from St. Louis, Missouri, I guess. And they went out of business in 1930. And they were like, what, like 1880 to 1930, something like that. And then here's some pretty little art cards. Thought those would be good for giveaways or for, you know, ephemera sales. So that's pretty cool. I also picked up this Coates and Clark thread box. It's an empty box, but I love the red box. I have some kind of red vintage sewing stuff, so I thought this box would look cool on my shelf with my other vintage and antique sewing stuff. But too cool. Thought that box was neat. I picked up this bingo set, and it's got a whole bunch of bingo cards in there, and like the little plastic bingo nibs, and then the bingo markers I thought were pretty. They have this cool star design on them, so those might be fun in a junk jars or ephemera sale, that sort of thing. But like, there's a whole bunch of cards in here. They're all kind of stacked up in their different piles, but those are fun. Cool, like, art pieces. Okay, so I got a big bag of stuff in here. And here is a Speedball lettering set. Nice little calligraphy set. Some silk scarves and hankies. And then I got a whole bunch of, like, that's some old millinery stuff. Some brown velvet ribbon, some lace, some different lace. I've got all kinds of, like, there's some wide velvet ribbon. I love velvet. There's some vintage brass pulls. And then some of these cool things. These are handy for doing lots of like artwork and stuff. Making little hangers for artwork. There's some more of that ribbon. I got some, ooh, I love this teal ribbon. That's my favorite. This beautiful stuff. Oh, and this one, I love this one. Look how pretty that is. That is just gorgeous. Velvet with all of that embroidery work on it. It is so pretty, and there's lots of it. I absolutely adore this. It is stunning. And then, you know, some of this kind of ribbon. And I got all kinds of ribbon, guys. I love velvet, so... And then a nice big piece of tooling leather that I can do something with. So, like, basically, this is like a huge bag full of cool stuff. And I got $100,000 bills, y'all. I've got a fat stack. Play money, but like, how fun is that for ephemera sales? Like, too cool. Yeah. And let's see, yeah, just lots of cool stuff in there. And then this is like an old bike tire, you know, pump. And then, yeah, a little bit of odds and ends in there, so it's super cool. Okay, and then I got several bags of minis, which I put in this box, but I just love all of the little minis. There's a few Wades in there. There's some cute things. Some of them are chipped. I love this owl. How cute is that owl, you guys? I'm here for it. It's so adorable. I'm always drawn to owls. You know, my grandmother collected owls as well, but like, I love me some owls. Look at this one, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking cute. Look, it's a worm with a bonnet. I love it. It's so kitschy. It's so kitschy. And then there's some itty bitty piggies. Look at the teeny tiny piggies. They're so cute. And I think this is the mama pig right here. And sadly, her little tails broke off, but she's still cute. Which are little piggy babies. There's 2 of them in there. And then like, there's like a rabbit. And yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. There's some cool thimbles. There's even a merino glass thimble in there. So all kinds of goodies. Lots of little itty bitty things in here that I think is cool. There's a Pink Panther. Pink Panther. Yo. Get it to focus. There we go. But yeah, lots of pretty little things. Cool stuff. And then that box, of course. And then I got this mirror. This cool mirror, made in Italy. It's got some tape on the back. Made in Italy. Somebody paid $8.95 for it long ago. But it is kind of a cool mirror. I like the design on it. So got that. And then there's a couple of 45 records. There's one that's Cricket, Railroad Sounds, Trip from Chicago to Los Angeles. And on the other side, it's Railroad Sounds, Authentic Effects, Trip from New York to Chicago. So that was kind of neat. And then there's this one, Peter Pan Records, Little Red Caboose and the Little Tin Soldier, Orchestra and Chorus. And then In the Middle of the House. Yeah. So there's those. Got this koala. Is it a solid brass koala? It's got some tarnish on it. Oh, and look, she's got a little baby. Look how cute. Little koala babies. And then in here is a cute little sun and moon and stars chime. Or maybe just suns and moons, but look at that. I thought that was really cute. It's kind of caught on each other, but you get the idea. Focus. Yeah. So it got a nice sound to it. That's gonna go in my enchanted cottage show. And then this is an antique Whedon steam engine toy. Got the pistons going. Of course, it's missing the motor thing, but even without the motor, these can bring about, you know, $85, $90. But I thought that was pretty cool. That's in there. Got a little wood base for a cloche. Lots of cloches. I do Dark Academia vignette sales every other Saturday, and I usually have cloches in there. And then we've got some little brass giraffes, a little mama and baby. Thought those were super cute. Look how he's looking up at his mommy. Oh, adorable. But yeah, those are nice. I've got this brass container here, which is pretty cool. I love the shape of it. It's very whimsical. And then this crazy, I think this is probably like an Indian, like Hindu type thing, but that's brass. Kind of an interesting little thing there. Kind of be neat setting on a stack of books, you know, just for some kind of interest. I picked up this little wooden box, Dustless Chalk, American Crayon Company. I thought that was kind of interesting. There's a big old pencil. Love that kind of rustic awesomeness. And then here's a little baby bottle, and it's got somebody's note inside, but I haven't tried to get it out yet, and I can't quite read what it says through the bottle, so, but it's an old Even Flow glass bottle, so that's pretty interesting. And a whistle, a vintage whistle. Like, woo. So that's that. Then I got this Edwardian dollhouse, three-dimensional dollhouse. It's basically a book that folds out into a dollhouse, which is kind of cool. So you can have a dollhouse and it's not, you know, taking up a lot of space, but like the dolls are in that envelope, and like there's a little puppy back there, so like there's things you can actually play with it on, so that's pretty neat. Too cool. All right, so over here we've got a cool incense burner box, so your incense goes at the bottom. It's got some inlaid brass suns. The incense is at the bottom, and then this lifts out, and it's the Devonshire Apothecary, and it's got lots of incense sticks in there, all different ones, so I thought that was kind of fun. And we've got this little thing, which is a beautiful glass dish. I haven't actually looked this one up yet, but I just thought the quality was really nice and the color is stunning. I don't know anything about glass really, but I just thought that piece was really pretty with all that swirl and that texture on the bottom and the little feet. Like, it's a really beautiful piece of glass. So I'm gonna have to look that up, but I think it's gorgeous. If you know anything about this kind of stuff, let me know. I don't see any kind of like maker's mark or anything, but like the detail on the feet and just the swirly, I don't know, I just love it. I think it's so pretty. So if you know anything about glass and you know anything about this piece in particular, let me know. It is definitely glass. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful piece of glass. I like it. All right, back to the tray down here. I got some of these little butterfly napkin rings. Oh, shoot. Nope, didn't break it. Genuine bone china. Apparently it's good stuff. The Beachcombers, made in Taiwan. So not super old, but like I got this to use as a specimen in my Dark Academia cells. I have a category that is specimens, and it has like animal and nature specimens in it. So there's this little brass stand, which I don't have anything to go on yet, but I will. And this kind of interesting little box here. I'm wondering if this is silver, but it's not marked, so, but you know, sometimes stuff from India doesn't get marked, but I have a feeling that that might be silver, but it might not be. Maybe not. I love this little red glass goblet here. Thought that would be pretty. That's an Avon. Thought that would be pretty to put a little tea light in and use it for a Christmas sale. I got this brass, not brass, but like gold looking tray. And this little jewelry casket, this little glass box. Yeah. And then this one is a legit jewelry casket. You know, opens up. But, you know, beautiful thing. Via Vermont Limited. I think that's some kind of like black glass on the sides, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I can't see through it, so yeah, I don't know. But it's a pretty little box. And then obviously I got her. She's a lovely little piece. I love how fine she is. She's like very, very smooth. Like, she's a high quality piece. Like, she's older. You can see how faded the green bottom is. But I just think she's really pretty. A really pretty bust. So I don't know anything about her either. I don't see any markings, but you know, she's got a really pretty sculpt. She's lovely. And then of course, this massive cloche over here. It is huge. Like, Like it's so big. So that's going to be awesome. Hey, I could just use that tray and put her under the clothes. And over here's a couple of slate tablets. There's a short one and a taller one. This one's made in Portugal, trademark. This one has a lined slate on the back and then the solid one on the front. But just kind of cool that there's like two of them and they're different sizes. And picked up these little trolls. They're pretty dirty. All of this stuff came from a house that it was a hoarder house that had a house fire in one room, and the insurance company made them take everything out of the house, and so it all got boxed up, and it was like 4,000 boxes, and these guys have been having this sale over and over again. I think this was like the third or fourth weekend that they've done it, like different weeks. But they've been rained out for a couple weeks, and today they had it, and then they got rained today too. But yeah, there's all kinds of weird stuff. Like these need to be washed, but I think these might be fun to use for like some kind of artwork or something. And I found this box, and these have Westmoreland Sterling salt cellars, but they have their little sterling silver spoons. Look how cute that spoon is. Yeah, a little marked sterling silver on the back, and very cute little spoons to go with these little crystal salt cellars. But yeah, I've never seen the little spoons before, and I guess it's probably because they're solid silver and people separate them, but like I'm probably gonna separate them too. But I think these would be cute for like some little sterling silver necklaces, you know, do a little bit of altering on them, but like so cute. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. And the little salt cellars are cute too, but like there's 6 of them in this box, so, and they all have the same thing. Grabbed an anagrams because, you know, I love these letters. These letters are the best. I have different colors. This is the first time I've found yellow ones. So I have like, I think I have some like teal ones, some white ones. Yeah, I don't think I had the yellow ones. They're looking kind of neon on camera, but like they're actually a little more muted than that. But the camera's really pulling out that yellow. They must have some kind of a glowy effect. Because like holding it in my hand, it does not look that yellow. It's like kind of muted and antique-y looking. So yeah, lots of those cool things. I could spell out some words and stuff. All right, so these are all the silver-plated things that were in with those silver items. But yeah, there's like a teapot, a sugar, and a creamer that all kind of go together. They match, their patterns match. And then there's like this little tray, cute little trinket tray. And then there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these cute little cups with this adorable handle. I think I'm going to do some cute stuff with those. And then we got this little thing here. Little baby rattle. It's got a few dents in it. Couldn't find any markings on this. I think it might actually be silver, but like can't find any markings, so no telling. A piece of a candelabra. I'm going to have to figure out how to reuse that. I'm going to unscrew it and salvage the parts for art. Art parts! And then we've got this one. And that one's kind of fun. It's got that kind of like neat little handle on it. Got this one here, a little creamer. Yeah, this one has some markings on it. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's like silver over copper because you can see it kind of flaked off in the bottom. And then this little thing here. So just like a little kerosene lantern, a little lantern thing. I've got some lantern tops. At least one that I think will fit that, so I can put that together. But yeah, lots of bits and bobs here. And we're coming to the end of the pile, and then these are a couple of like London souvenir salt and pepper shakers. Thought those were cute. And I love this doll. I'm not sure if I showed this yet or not, But if I did, I'm sorry. It's going in there again. But I love her. She's a vintage 1980s Disney witch doll. Kind of like a Barbie doll, but like I love her face. My little Halloweeny heart was just so happy. She's got her original cape dress. And yeah, I love her. She's so cute. If you can call that cute. The face only a mother could love. We picked up this book, Encyclopedia of Urban Legends, which is kind of fun. So lots of cool stuff in there. Yeah. And I snagged this book, which I have already sold one of these in one of my Dark Academia vignette sales. I always have vintage books and antique books to choose from. And I think I've actually sold 2 of these, but like the cover is so pretty and it looks so good in vignettes. So those are pretty cool. And of course I had to grab this book, The Book of Runes. Just thought that was really interesting. And like runes from all kinds of different places. So that was an interesting book. And then the lamp, this cute little glass kind of flower lamp. So I didn't think it was that old, but then I saw the plug and the plug is older. So, you know, maybe it is a little bit older. But anyway, yeah, so cute little lamp. So that was my haul, guys. I got all of that for $40. So I think it was a pretty good morning. Like, I'm not mad at that. Like, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, and then here in a little bit, I'm gonna go to the gold and silver place and sell my silver pieces and see what I can get for them, you know? So get a little bit of my money back, like today in the same day. So the rest of this is gonna be whatnot stuff. So okay, guys, so I just went to the gold and silver place and I sold that whole big box of silver bits for $385. So yay! Considering I paid $40 for everything I bought this morning, $385 is a score and a half. So like I'm cool with that. Most of that stuff was like bent up and scratched and dented and like it was scrap value silver. But yeah, I was super excited about that. So now I'm at Goodwill Outlet and you gotta see it there. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go in there and see if I can find some stuff for my vignette sales. And yeah, check the link in the description box below and check me out on Whatnot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Check out that link in the description box below, my Whatnot link. I'll see you next time. Bye.